Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of Album Homework Assignment. We've got in the co-captains chairs today going head to head. We got Chuck Alvarez from In the Prague Seat. We've got Christian Canzoneri from the guitarist corner. They've each given each other their assignments. They've had them for a week or two thereabouts, and I think they have a lot to say about them. So good evening, gentlemen. You guys ready to talk about your assignments here today?
Yes, I am.
Yes, sir.
Cool. I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna do this and point. And Chuck, you're going first today. So what was yours?
All right. Well, once again, Christian, it's a pleasure to meet you up on here.
You too.
On this, my neighbor's dog is here. I'm sorry, guys. What's it?
The doggy greeting. Gotta love it.
What's it? The album assignment that was given to me is from a UK alternative rock band called Foals, Foals. The album that was given to me was What Went Down in 2000, what was released in 2015. It was the band's fourth album and the last album to feature their bassist, Walter Jervis, who would leave the band in 2018. Pretty good band, man. Pretty good alternative rock band. Quite similar to the band consists of vocalist, guitarist Yanis Philippakis, drummer Jack Bevan.
That's quite the name.
It's a Greek name. Drummer Jack Bevan, Jimmy Smith on guitar and keyboards, bass player and backing vocalist Walter Jervis, and keyboard and backing vocalist Edwin Congreve. The album, the first four songs were released as singles from the album. The first four songs are the title track, What Went Down. The second song is Mountain at My Gates. And the third song is Give It All. And the final single is Birch Tree, in which the Mountain single was the one most successful of the four tracks that wound up charting throughout the alternative rock scenes, the alternative rock charts throughout the world. It's one of many bands that's very similar to they came from the wake of U2, very similar to U2 via Zooropa. I always felt that when I was listening to it, I kind of had like that U2 type of feel, very similar to bands like Coldplay, Elbow, Keane, and Muse. Like that Octane Baby type of style, like a Brian Eno, what's a style of rock music and so. Without the bombast of Muse, because Muse is a big Queen. You hear a lot of Queen in Muse, and then Elbow, you hear a lot of Genesis in Elbow. But yet, they're kind of similar to Coldplay without being arena popish. So there's more of I would say that there's more of a prog feel to these guys without being overtly progressive. When you go through this album, man, song per song, very strong, man, very strong album. The last song on the album, when I was listening to it, A Knife in the Ocean has like a Manson. Have you guys ever heard of the group Manson before? Manson is kind of similar.
Man's Son.
Yeah, Man's Son. Yeah, they're very similar type of feel. Manson had like a kind of like a Elbow-ish, Coldplay-ish type of feel, and so, but you could tell that they had a lot of progressive influences in them, and that's what I felt with the last song, A Knife in the Ocean. Love this album, song per song, just a very strong tracked album. Matter of fact, one of the songs that I was listening to, a London Vibe, was actually played on the Titans series. I heard it on the HBO series Titans. They played one of their songs on there. Yeah.
Dude,
so that's how I remember.
Do you remember which season you saw it on, Chuck?
Sorry?
What season was that?
This was season 3.
Oh, the one that's on now, right?
Okay. Yeah, the one that's on now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Foals' fourth album, What Went Down, from 2015, strong album, from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. I love the album. The band, I would think that I would want to dig a bit more deeper into this band. Very happy with them. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, that was kind of a transitional album for them. They started, excuse me, they started a lot more dancey, and light And that album's when they started bringing some heavier elements in. And they've got a few albums afterwards where they just start getting more and more heavy, a little bit louder, a little bit more like Muse. Their last release came out as 2 separate single albums, but it was essentially a double album.
Okay.
And I actually prefer that to this one. So if you want to check it out, you might like it.
Well, most likely I will check that out. You know, I hear in this group, I didn't read any of their other like their prog influences, but I heard a lot of Genesis in them. You know, what's on a couple of tracks, especially the last track. I heard there's a couple of tracks that kind of remind me of "We Can't Dance," era Genesis without being
it's like the latter period stuff.
Yeah, the latter period stuff from where I heard that, because I know that Muse and also Keen also are big on the latter period Genesis as well. But that's what they kind of remind me of. But getting past that, and so this group, you know, well, I mentioned Coldplay, and you know, Coldplay tends to be one of these bands that people listen to. They're like, Coldplay, that cheesy rocky stuff, and so. But these guys are awesome. They're far from that. You know, these guys, they bring it, man. There's a lot of rocking to these guys. And this album that you recommended, Christian, man, was just absolutely astounding. Loved it. Give it 4.5 stars.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it, man.
So the question is, would you buy it? Would you maybe
yes.
put online? So yeah, we got a yes.
Yes, right yes, 100%. Which I already bought it and love it.
Well, there you go.
Awesome.
Very cool. All right, Chris. So what were you given as an assignment here?
Okay. Chuck gave me the album 154 or 154 by Wire. I do not know all the band members. I didn't really research the band as hard as you did, man.
That's fine, man.
You know, when you mentioned them, I'm like, I think I heard of these guys, and I wasn't sure. I knew I definitely hadn't heard them ever. And I'm wondering if I'm confusing like having heard of them with the song Wire by U2. But at any rate, I learned a little bit about them. I picked up this album and checked it out. And like you, I dug it big. You know, these guys, they're kind of like post-punk before punk actually ended. You know, and I didn't listen to any of their other music because from what I had read, they like were changing styles. They were doing all kinds of wild stuff and really experimenting. And I didn't want to get into anything else besides this album. And the first thing that hit me was like how well produced this thing was, you know, for a punk band, you know, from 1979 when this album came out. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on. And it's tasty. It sounds good. It's clear. It's enjoyable, balanced, you know, just in the sound quality, which was unexpected for me. And I think they've like influenced so many bands that you're listening to now, as well as peers, you know, and I didn't want to go track by track. I know we don't have all day long to talk about this, but I've got a few that stood out to me and reminded me of other stuff, like in a good way, you know. And it's kind of weird because like sometimes you hear something, you're like, oh, this sounds like whatever, and you know that these guys did it first. Like the lead track, it's called I Should Have Known Better. You know, it's this moody, dark, minor key descending thing. I'm like thinking, you know, oh, it's just like Joy Division. You know, it's like, but
better.
This came out, you know, right around the same time. You know, that like descending minor chords, you know, that kind of thing, and dark, moody, a little bit of spoken word stuff going on there, you know, sets the tone. So I was thinking, all right, these guys, you know, they're kind of shoegazing goth guys. They're all dressed in black, you know, they hate people and you know, they probably kicked a cat once or twice, you know. It's like, all right, you know, and then they move on. The second track, Two People in a Room. This one hit me like Lords of the New Church. You remember those guys?
Yes, I have.
No, and that's a band that was made up of contemporaries of these dudes, old school punk guys, you know, kind of a super group or whatever. And you know, you could tell they were influenced by this. They were going down this road a couple years later. And then you hit this song, The 15th, which like, okay, you know, things brighten up.
Great,
you know,
song.
This is a nice sounding pop song. This thing's got hooks. And what hit me with this, there's a band called the Pixies. And they have a song named Valoria, which I swear they lifted the melody straight from this song.
100%. They even, Frank Black even said himself, he said that song was essentially ripped off from Wire.
And the verse is just like, yep, yeah, it's taking me back, but it's taking me forward because this came first, you know. And then let's see, Touching Display, another standout. This one's long, moody, dark, heavy. You know, go back down into the hole. Almost, you know, made me think of like Opeth, you know, something long, something, you know, you start out, you get into one theme, and then they go into, you know, just exploration, feedback, guitar feedback all over the place. And oh, I got my notes here. I went to the eye doctor today and I can't see shit. So I missed on the first one. I wanted to say the synthesizers on the first track. For 79, you know, in 79, everybody was all like, you know, doing all that kind of stuff with their moves. And these guys were doing these classy string sounds that just fit the song perfectly. You know, we're there to serve the song, not to show, you know, we got this new thing that does all this crazy stuff. You know, that sounded great. Really dug that. And then let's see, Blind Guy checks his notes. Map ref 41 degrees north, 93 degrees west. Another pop song, just a great pop tune.
How could that song not have became? I used to hear that song a lot on alternative rock stations, but you know, it's one of those songs that you just that you wish that it would have been that much better. You know, they didn't have any songs that really charted on the UK charts. You know, they just were just a little bit too eclectic for a lot of bands.
Yeah, you know? I mean, that buried so down deep in the album. Did they release that as a single, or was that
they released it as a single?
Yeah, that could have and should have been a hit. I mean, that's, you know, just a classy song.
What label was that album on?
Oh gosh, let me check. I have it over here. We have two blind guys over here. I actually myself, it came from the from my ears, nose, and throat doctor for my allergies. It was released on Parlophone Records.
Okay, gotcha.
Parlophone Records in 1979.
Yeah, I don't know if Parlophone was maybe the label to really drive them up the charts. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you got to have that label backing that's going to badger the radio stations and whatnot. So
yeah, they could have been on like IRS or Interscope or something back then. And I think they would have gotten a little more traction around here.
Yeah, it could be.
You know, and what? At a couple ending points here. Just mostly the influences, you know, this stuff carries through music you're listening to today. Even that Foals album that I gave you, Chuck, I think, you know, these guys are taking something from that.
Oh, what's a matter of fact, it's funny that you said that because after listening to Foals and so, it's the albums that came after this one, which sound even more so like, and it's like stuff that would be influencing Keane and Radiohead. And bands like that, because those albums are nothing like the albums that came before, because there was a 4-year stretch after they broke up in 19 right after this one, and then there was a 7-year stretch in which they just broke up, and then they came back to do an album called The Ideal Copy. And The Ideal Copy is basically what you just put into my collection in Foals. And very similar, danceable, you know, it doesn't sound anything like what they did before. And if you listen to their debut album, Pink Flag, it's like dissonant punk, but it's not angry or disgusting like the bands that, like their peers. Then you have Chairs Missing, which kind of hinted towards 154. Their first 5 albums are just utter masterpieces. I love Wired. They're my favorite punk band, if you can even call them that, because they were just too smart for all their peers.
Yeah. Very creative.
They have a lot of progressive rock influences too, mainly Van de Graaff Generator and Soft Machine.
Well, I'm definitely going to check out the rest of the catalog. I didn't want to go there while I had this as my assignment, you know. So yeah, I'm a new fan.
All right.
Cool.
Yep.
All right.
So thanks for the question. Will you be buying it? Will you be listening to it occasionally online, or will you? Yep.
Absolutely. Yep.
Cool.
For sure. I listened to it all the way through today again, just to, you know, enjoy it. without taking notes or anything.
There you go.
So,
Cool.
Excellent.
yeah,
Mhm.
good album.
Well, we got 2 winners. We got 2 purchases today, man.
Mhm.
The CD shops are loving us lately, huh? Well, except for the show
man.
I did the other day, so they got no money out of me, man. Sorry, there was no Everclear purchase from last week's show. Sorry, Jamie.
Gave me the wrong album on that one.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you watched it, but he actually gave me the correct one, and I screwed it up. He wanted me to do volume 1, and I did volume 2 by mistake. I could have sworn he said volume 2.
2 different albums.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I even told him I went and listened to volume 1 just to see, all right, well, what's the one that I was supposed to listen to?
Mhm.
And yeah, I think that's a little better album.
Mhm.
I still wouldn't have bought it anyway, but it was better than volume 2, I thought. So it was more, it's a nicer listen, I thought. I thought volume 1 of that was it was more poppy. It wasn't, I thought volume 2 they were trying too hard to do like certain things. And I thought volume 1 sounded more natural for them, but still not my cup of tea. But I mean, I thought it was a better listen, but whatever, my mistake. What are you going to do? So
Hey, got to listen to 2 albums.
yeah, exactly.
Along with the other 70 you got to listen to every week.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I just like I don't have enough to listen to. I got new Joe Bonamassa came in. I got the new Doobie Brothers came in.
Oh, nice.
New Alcatraz came in without Graham Bonnet. I'm dying to see what the hell that sounds like. So yeah. Oh, and new yeah, this is pretty cool. Brand new archival Alan Holdsworth.
Oh, nice.
2010 show. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it. So yeah, never a shortage of stuff to listen to. It's crazy. Not enough hours in the day. So there you have it, everybody. We got 2 purchases here, two great assignments. Each one loved them. So success. Gotta love it. So I want to thank Chuck and Chris for both doing their homework and talking about their albums. And for those of you who are not familiar with either of these albums, maybe you might be wanting to investigate them. So could you both say the name of each album once again before we go?
What Went Down, Foals. The band name of the band is Foals, Foals. They're a UK band, and the album once again is What Went Down from 2015.
Cool.
And mine was 154 by Wire from 1979. You're going to love it. You've already heard half of the things that happen on there. I bet you. In one way or another.
In one way or another, right? So thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in next week. Who do we have next week? I am drawing a blank. Who do we? Oh, I think we have Louis Nasser and Jamie Laszlo next week, I believe. It's either that or Lynn Versace and Jim Bakke. I think Jim and Lynn might be the following week. So I think you guys got Louis and Jamie next week. And then we've also got the rematch that you've all been waiting for, the UK connection. Simon Bray and Stephen Reed are going head to head once again. So these are all the ones you're going to get over the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned, everybody. And we've got more of these planned. So we might eventually move these up to twice a week. We'll see, because we got a lot of people who want to get matched up with other people and listen to new albums and talk about them and all this kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens. So visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Stay tuned tomorrow for the Hudson Valley Squares, in the Prague seat on Tuesday. What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility, new album review day on Wednesday. Thursday is the Monsters Den. Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff. And back here in the album homework assignment room in school next Sunday. For Chris Canzoneri and Chuck Alvarez, see you all real soon. Tune in to see Chuck on In the Prague seat. Tune in to see Chris on the Guitarist Corner. And tune in to see me all the damn time. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good day.